You are now tuned into Pearls of Wisdom. Real issues, real people, and real solutions to empower and encourage people to overcome and follow their dreams. Now introducing your host, Dewan and Jackie Boyd, and co-host Crystal Usher.
Welcome to another edition of Pearls of Wisdom. Thank you for tuning in. Again, this is our very special segment with none other than Mr. Bradford Usher with Bradford Usher Speaks. So we're going to turn it over to him. But before we do that, it is the JHM radio has now transitioned to Radio Indie. Again, JHM has now transitioned to Radio Indie. Please go download the app in your app store. If you're an Android user and you previously had the JHM Rap app, you're going to have to re-download it. Apple users, it should have changed automatically, but if not, go to your Apple store and download it. Turn it over to Bradford Usher.
Peace, family. Thanks for everyone for tuning in today, or this evening, I should say. We're going to talk about health again. Health, living a better life. And I guess it's another part 3. I guess you can kind of
trilogy.
Truly, I just felt the need to touch on this again. Because a lot of us is getting sick.
Yeah.
And what I'm noticing is that even our generation, like I said earlier before we went live, is that the way things I see going with our foods and the way people care for themselves or maybe lack thereof, I don't see our generation living as long as even our parents.
Right.
Like our parents is, most of us, some of us, parents are still alive, probably in their 60s, 70s. None of my grandparents are alive. All 4 of my grandparents died due to health problems. And they live, my grandfather on my mother's side, he died in his 50s. I was like 12. My other grandfather on my dad's side, he died when I was like 3. But my grandmothers lived long. Women tend to live longer than men.
You know why that is? Because the women are able to just bless us out, and the man holds all that stuff on the inside and go on the porch on the rocking chair and just be dying on the inside. He want to tell her how he feel, but he can't. So she can cuss him out and went off on him, and he just holding on the inside.
Yeah, stressed.
He's stressed out, man. He's stressed out. Stand for the grandbaby.
Yeah. But, my grandmother on my mother's side lived till she was like 84, 85, I believe, when she passed. And then my other grandmother, she lived until like 91, I believe. But, so people use those excuses to say, my grandparents lived till they was 80, 85, 90 or whatever, so, and they ate whatever they ate. But I just look at it, times is evolving as far as these foods, and the foods are poisonous. Yeah. Like they're killing us off, Now I'm starting to believe this is really deliberate. I don't think this is by accident. I don't think this is.
It's population control.
Yeah, I think I really do. Yeah. I mean, because what other better way to control the population than
what they consume?
What they consume. I mean, it's easy. I mean, it's in our food. It's in our water. Like we were saying earlier, when we was kids, we was drinking water from the faucet. Straight out the faucet. I don't remember seeing the water bottles. We was trying to think when the water bottles even come into existence. And nowadays, in 2019, you even got to watch the water that you
watch the water.
Out of the water bottles. Like, even not all water is the same. Now they got spring water, which is one of the best waters that you can drink. Distilled water is good to drink. I didn't even know that. I learned that.
Stay away from that.
Yeah, distilled water is good because it's high in minerals.
Okay.
So you can drink distilled water. Spring water is high in minerals as well. And then, you got your alkaline waters. And distilled water is more on the alkaline side if you do the pH scale. So you have that. You have all your different kind of waters, and then different brands you want to stay away from. Certain brands aren't good. Certain waters have parasites in them. That you can't see. That's but that's under a microscope. So it's serious. Like, we're literally, as humans, we're constantly under attack, and it's through the foods and even some of the TV that you watch, the music that you listen to. Our minds is constantly under attack. So when we eat all these processed foods that we don't think about is really harming our bodies, and it's killing us slowly. Sometimes, for some, maybe quicker than others. I know 2 people within the past maybe 6 months or maybe a little longer. Frat brothers that died. Heart problems. Late 40s. Wow. Like that's still young. If you think about it. I mean, you got women now having heart attacks as early as 28. Men having heart attacks as early as 39. Mm-hmm. That stuff never happened before. Yeah. And then for black people, number 1 cause of death for black people is health. It's health related. It's heart disease. Diabetes, high blood pressure. And we joke about how we love these foods that we like to eat and everything. Fried chicken, we love our fried chicken. We love our pig. We love everything about the pig. Everything about the pig. We love the ribs. We love the liver. We love the heart. Everything about the pig, even the feet. Black folks consume. The stomach. And all of that is bad for you. The pig is one of the worst. And I'm thinking about it. I tell people, really research what the pig is. Just what the pig, down this lineage and all that, what pigs were created for. What they're scavengers. They eat anything and everything. They carry the most. I call them intestinal worms. People ignore that term when you say parasites. I notice people tend to ignore that, so I say intestinal worms. They carry the most intestinal worms. And also pigs face really the worst kind of deaths. At the slaughterhouses, pigs. For one, pigs are smarter than dogs. They're more intelligent than dogs. Very intelligent. So if you ever watch videos of a slaughterhouse and pigs in there, they're screaming and everything. Don't think them pigs don't know what's happening to them. So all that stress, that violence they seeing, all that, you're eating that, you're digesting all that energy. Then you look up and wonder why you suffering those same anxiety, stress, depression, all that fear. That's all that they feel right at that moment as they're watching their fellow pigs get slaughtered. Some of them you see them try to escape. Some of them you see shed tears. So these animals do have feelings. They have feelings. They carry real emotions. So when you consume these, I'm just gonna stick with the pig. So when you consume it, because I really want black people to understand this, like that pig is no good. And that was one of the last meats that I gave up eating was pig and chicken. You think, oh man, I ain't giving up them ribs. I can't give up the ribs and everything like that. But it's killing us, man. It's killing us, especially Southern folks who love it too. All that sodium we consume, all that salt, man. They the ones that had the most high blood pressure, diabetes, and then you don't even take care of it, even when you have it. See, that right there is what they call. You ignore it. That's kind of the decline of the brain. Over the years, when you digesting all that bad food, all that sugar, all that sodium, it literally causes decline of your brain, your cognitive decline of your brain. An example of that. Here's an example. Somebody who say has type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure. They don't take their medicine. They haven't changed their diets. And they know they ain't supposed to be eating this. They know they should be doing better, taking care of themselves. They know they're supposed to be taking their meds, and they're not doing any of that. That's an example. Ain't even exercise. They don't importantly, not even exercising. That is a prime example of cognitive decline of the brain.
Yeah.
So that's a real thing. I've done a research paper on that, and I even discovered that. I was like, wow, I didn't know that that's what sugar causes. And then reading the examples of it, I'm like, oh, okay, it's real. You know, so that's an example. So anybody you know out there who you're like, I just don't understand why they can't get, why they, you know, they've maybe suffered a heart attack in the past, or they have all these health ailments. You just like, why can't they just get it together? Why won't they see that their health is important? Why won't they realize that they're not supposed to be eating that stuff? And they continue to eat it anyway. You know, they be on the defensive, they get mad or get upset with you. I really don't care when people get mad at me about when I get on about their health. You know, I'm like, get mad. You know, it's for the better. You know, I'm only doing it because I love you. I know my approach may be a little harsh at times, but it is what it is with that. You know, I care. You know, and I sometimes care too much, maybe. You know, but that's a real thing. So all those things that we consume, it really affects us emotionally. You know, it affects us spiritually. It affects, like I said before, the soul dwells in the stomach. It's in your digestive system. So that's what's constantly being attacked. So I'm gonna attack your soul by, you know, putting you on these, or putting these deadly chemicals in these foods that's gonna cause you cancer to manifest and your body to go into a diseased state. So I don't know if I explained that pH scale before. Some people know, but you got that pH scale, which is acidic from 1 to 14, which is alkaline. Anything below a 7 is considered acidic side. Anything 7 or higher is alkaline side. Even our bodies, normally the average human body is supposed to be, and they measure it off your blood level. Your blood levels should be around a 7, 6.5 to like a 7, between there. Anything less than that, you're acidic. Like your body's acidic. You have an acidic environment. So this is where disease manifests. This is where sickness manifests. Everything that really is can go wrong in you is in that environment, acidic environment. So you want your body to be alkaline, because as they say, disease cannot exist in an alkaline environment. So you got to change your environment within inside your body to make it become more alkaline. You want to balance those pH. It's all about balance, really. I'm not saying that you want to be a strict, you know, eat just strictly alkaline foods and drink only alkaline water and just be, you know, it's not even really about that. It's just about becoming more balanced. That's it, and balancing your levels, because when you're between that 6.5 and 7, you're neutral, so you're balanced. You know, you're evenly balanced. And when you're there, you kind of know, because you're not really getting sick. You know, you're not catching a cold. Like, I didn't get the flu this year that's another thing. Some people was getting the flu twice.
Yeah.
Usually you only get, once you get the flu once in the flu season, it's kind of done. Like, all right, I got the flu, I'm good. But some people, the flu was coming back like after 2-3 weeks. I'm like, man, you sick again? Man, got the flu again. So even the sickness is getting, it's because you're in an acidic environment. So you're prone now to get catching the flu. Like at my CrossFit box, everybody in there got the flu. Just about everybody was getting sick. I'm like, hey, I'm good, man. I'm not getting sick. I make sure I wash my hands and everything, but I'm not getting sick from just being around people who are getting over sickness or just in that environment. So these things are very important, and we have to consider it, take in consideration. You know, it's our health. Health is wealth. I'll repeat that again. Your health is wealth. That's true wealth, is your health. And if you put a lot of focus on your health and put that first, again, you're fixing inside of yourself. So whatever you fix on the inside manifests your outside. So start by fixing your inside. This is why I always start with food, because you're attacking the main thing that's going to, once you're like, you start eating those foods that come from the earth, those natural foods, nature foods that come from the earth. We're connected with the earth, right? So when we eat those foods, those seeds that come from the earth, you know, that benefits us because it speaks to our bodies, it speaks to our DNA, it's information to us. This is how we also get information that comes to you. Like when you're just sitting in your thoughts or whatever, and then things start coming to you, you're like, wow, that's because of It should be because it's supposed to be because of those foods, those vegetables, nature. We got to get back in tune with nature. And right now, many of us are out of tune with nature. And we separate ourselves, don't even think about nature. Because nature's dealing within yourself too. We're one with nature. If you look at the next time you have, let's say, what's that vegetable? You can see the veins real clear. I almost want to say it's like collard greens. You can kind of use as an example. But it's another one. I think it's called chard or something. But it's a big green vegetable, big thick leaves. You can see the little veins, and it looks just like the veins that are in our hands. This is an example. Like, look at the trees, and sometimes a tree is the shape of a tree. And if you can picture a tree with, like, as a whole, sometimes you can see it almost looks like the shape of our lungs, like through a.
I'm trying to think of which one I'm thinking of.
Chard.
Yeah.
C-H-A-R-D.
Chard. Yeah, I think it's called chard. C-H-A-R-D. I may be wrong, but I may be wrong with that. Is that right? Okay. So, and these are examples of how this stuff we're connected to. Same thing with trees, with the roots that grow all the way into the ground. You walk around barefoot, plant your feet. You feel that positive energy coming from the ground, from the soil, from Mother Earth. You're getting reconnected. You're getting back in tune. So that's what it's about. It's about us getting back in tune. So then we start. Our bodies function better. We feel better emotionally. We feel better spiritually. We feel better, physically. Because it really is. This is a spiritual war, and they attack us through that. They attack us through our spirit. So, it's really not. They say, well, our flesh is weak. Our flesh is being attacked. It's really our spirit that's being attacked, which causes our flesh to be weak. So, or weaken. So, I think it ties in to the foods. If you eating just bad food, there it is right there. You eating that right. Look at that. Look at the veins. The leaves, the same type of veins that you'll see in your body. Look at your hands. Like, look at those. Yeah. It's the same thing. So that's an example of how we're one with nature, and we have to get back to nature, get back in tune. If you think the most violent people in the world are people who probably eat bad, eat a lot of blood foods, and but you'll never hear about a vegetarian being a serial killer.
Right.
It really brings, like, when you're eating natural foods, it really brings a sense of calmness to your environment, to your mental, and I think that's why in our communities we're so violent too, because the people ain't got no real food they eating. They eating a lot of fake food, is what I call it. So, and in our communities, people are so violent, because they eating a lot of bad foods that's acidic, mucus forming foods. And when the mucus starts to build up, it gets in our joints, it gets in our brains, and then when the mucus builds up in your brains, your brain needs oxygen.
Right.
So when the mucus builds up in your brains, and you start losing oxygen to your brain.
Right.
So now your brain is not functioning at the capacity it needs to function, because it's clogged up with the mucus. And it does. Some people can go crazy because of that. They got all this mucus build up in their brain, so it really stops the oxygen flowing that needs to flow through your brain. You have joint pain because of mucus. Disease manifests through mucus. So we have to try to eliminate the mucus forming foods, or the foods that causes mucus in our bodies, like dairy. Dairy's a big one. Y'all.
He don't like dairy.
Dairy, man. That milk, man. Like, people still drinking this milk.
And I'm supposed to drink it after the age of 3 or 4.
Nah, it is full of hormones. Think about it. They're producing milk for their baby cows. So think about all that estrogen and all that stuff. Just for that baby cow to grow. It's not for humans to grow. It doesn't really. And then I posted a video earlier about what. We feeding our children all this milk, this cow's milk, and then you notice that little girls are starting their periods early at a younger age. They're developing at a younger age, and it's because of the milk. all that milk they're drinking from the time they're 1 year old, when they start telling you you have to drink whole milk, right? The doctors insist you drink whole milk up until 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, still drinking milk. You know, even my oldest, you know, I was feeding her cow. I didn't know. Feeding her cows milk 1 year old up until probably she was about 8, 9. Then finally I was like, we're not doing this no more. Once I educated myself on the dairy. And so, you know, I've completely eliminated it from my house. You know, juices. A lot of parents, we like to buy our kids juice, right? I get it. You know, but the juice ain't the same like it used to be when we were kids. You know, this juice is high
same
fructose,
package, different juice.
Yeah, high fructose corn syrup didn't exist that in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, it was just sugar.
Yeah.
So now they added high fructose corn syrup, and it's in all the juices, especially that Hawaiian Punch. And we buy juices according to the color. You know, we're by the red Hawaiian Punch. Oh, they got this blue Hawaiian Punch. Oh, they got an orange kind. Right. And we'll buy it just because it entices our eyes. And when you buy that stuff, and it's just full of sugar. 2% of it, less than 2% of it is actual juice. The rest of it is just sugar. So you technically drinking just sugar. You might as well just take some water and just dump sugar. Seriously. Just dump sugar in it. And just drink you some sugar water, because that's basically what you're feeding your children. Just get them I get on my mother about this. I'm like, Ma, just buy the kids some apple juice. Yeah. You know, to get the Juicy Juice brand, natural juice in there. I said they don't care. It's juice. That's all they care. It's just juice. Yeah. They don't care what kind of specific kind. These kids don't care. They just see juice. You know, and make your kids drink water too. If your kids being stubborn and don't want to drink water, don't buy the juice and just limit to them. I do that to my kids. They'd be like, "Oh, we ain't got no juice." Nope, I ain't buying nothing either. Get y'all a break, you know. So then they'd be like, "Oh, Daddy, can I have some water?" Yeah, and they start, you know, drinking some water. So I try to make sure my kids get at least some water in every day. You know, kids don't rarely drink water. Water is very important. You know, 70% of your body is water. Your body mostly water. You know, so you gotta, and water is life, as I say. You know, water is life. And the amount of water you should be drinking, take your body weight, divide it in half. That's how many ounces of water you need to be drinking a day. You know, or they say 6 to a half gallon to a gallon of water a day is right around the recommended amount, and it helps keep those toxins being flushed out your body, you know, and they're not just piling up, you know, and just bottling all up, and you know, then because they come out, eventually they come out, but then they'll come out in your pores, and you get bumps and acne. It's the toxins trying to escape your body, so it's good. The water helps to flush those out. So that water is very important. Incorporate alkaline water, alkaline foods. Let's try to get off the acidic food and incorporate more alkaline foods. So you see that, it'd be a little bit more, but it's worth it. You pay for it now I'd rather pay now than pay later in life, especially when we may not even be able to afford it. Especially the way healthcare is going, and they raising up, you know.
Change again.
Yeah, you know, the medicine, these pharmaceutical drugs is going up. So, you know, and I again, it goes back to nature, man. Get back to nature. Get back to nature. When you're in nature, everything works right in your life. And I'm telling you from testimony. This is my personal testimony. And that's why you'll hear me say that a lot to people, or I just had that as my little saying, get back to nature, because nature's where it's at, you know. Nature's where it's at, you know. And too many of us, especially black people, we are not taking our health serious enough, you know. And we just think because we're young and, you know, you feel good, you know, you may look good, but you know, you never know what's manifesting inside, especially if you don't do any type of cleanses, you know, anything like that. It's always good to do a cleanse. At least you're really supposed to do a cleanse every 90 days. You know, average people not going to do that. So I'd say at least twice a year. Try to do a cleanse of fasting, you know, because fasting is really about getting your body cleansed and detaching from those bad foods that we tend to be addicted to a lot. So I'm actually getting ready to start a program that I came up with. I don't have a name for it or nothing. My wife and I are going to start it on Monday. We're going to do it for 26 days. So from April 1st to April 26th, we're going to do it, and it mainly consists of high protein, low carbs, but it's good carbs. You eat nothing but good carbs. All the bad carbs is gone. No bread, no alcohol, no processed sugar, no dairy. So for me, us being more plant-based, I geared towards that, but I also made it universal for anybody. So you don't have to be like, I gotta give up meat for this. No, it's geared. Only meat that I did cut out is pork and red meat. Yeah. Because that's bad for you. Right. It really is. Pork and red meat is bad for you. You even see a difference just cutting out red meat out of your diet. You'll see a difference. Leaving dairy alone, you will see a difference. Now, you can still do eggs or, egg whites. I recommend egg whites because the yolk, that's where all the bad stuff is at, in the yolk. But you can still do egg whites. Good source of protein. Lately, my body just hasn't been agreeing with the egg whites, so I haven't been eating them as much. If I do eat them, it's really just to get the protein. But yeah, I don't know what that's all. Maybe because I don't do much dairy, so maybe my body is just kicking it like that, rejecting the eggs. Yeah, because like 30 minutes after I eat them, and I'll be like, just had this feeling in my stomach. I was like, I don't like it. So I don't know, it's weird, but so I don't really do the eggs too much, but you can do egg whites. I recommend that over the yolk. And start paying attention, especially if there's people out there that's suffering from low energy. It could be because your iron is low. So you want to get your iron level up. That's a very important essential mineral that our body needs is iron, because that gives us our energy. One of the things I've been taking is this stuff called Moringa. It's Moringa. I think I spelled it right. Moringa, but it's a superfood, most powerful superfood or most powerful plant on the planet. You're not going to find it anywhere in the U.S. They sell it in some stores here, but it's expensive. Like you can get, I saw it at Georgetown Market. It's a green powder. Yeah, it's like a green powder. But I saw it in Georgetown Market for like $21.99 for 2 cups. Wow. I bought a pound off Amazon for $18.40 something, whatever. Wow. So if you got Amazon, you can get it on Amazon. I recommend buying it on Amazon. Yep. And the kind I got, which one I got? That's the one I seen at the store. Let's see which one it is. I don't know. The one I take. It's in a bag. I don't know. But it's, that's the plant. Yeah, the moringa plant. And you can find it I think now it's found in Hawaii. You can find it over in Belize. Shout out to Belize, home country. They sell it in Central America, a lot of the tropical islands, places like that. Vietnam, I think they got it over there, or Vietnam over there. So it's not a you're not going to find it here in the U.S. anywhere, but like I said, that thing is awesome. I've been taking it now. Me and my wife, I put my wife on it, my brother, my mother, whole family. I'm like, hey, y'all need to get this moringa. Me and my wife been on it, and so far it's a neutralizer. I'm gonna explain what it's supposed to do.
Ask you what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, it's a neutralizer. So basically it helps whatever you for example, if you're dealing with high blood pressure, it's supposed to help regulate your blood pressure. So whatever you're kind of lacking, what the body is lacking, it's going to kind of fill that need, basically. That's what the moringa does. I've been taking it now for almost a month. First thing I noticed when I started taking it, and this was immediate, probably day 2 taking it, was my sleep. I slept like a baby. I'm talking it can be 1 in the morning and I gotta get up at 6, and I'm crack, and I'm like, wake up and have so much energy, like not even tired, don't feel groggy, don't feel nothing. And I really, even with the way I eat, I didn't really feel too tired anyway, but the energy I had when I get out of bed, and like I get up throughout the night anyway, like I wake up in the middle of the night, cause for one, I gotta turn the TVs off, cause my kids like to sleep with the TVs on, so I gotta get up and cut their TVs off, and then I kinda, you know, as they call sweep the parameters a little bit, just make sure the house is secure or whatever. Sometimes, like I wake up easily, so I had to take me a little bit to go back to sleep. But since I've been on this Moringa, I do that. I lay back in the bed, and within 5 minutes, and I wake up. I don't think since I've been taking it, my alarm clock hasn't woken me up yet. Like I'm constantly waking up before my alarm clock goes off. And so that's one of the things I noticed. I notice even my cravings now. I don't crave the sweets that I normally like to eat, like my chocolate and stuff. I bought some. What did I buy last weekend? I bought some chocolate chip cookies. I ain't had none in a while. I bought some cookies. You know, the kids are enjoying them too. They look good. Never touched them. Never touched them. I let them eat it. Like I didn't want it. Like I just didn't crave it. So I noticed it's taking my cravings away. Like I don't even really have a sweet tooth for things. And again, the energy, it's like, I think it's 27 times more times the amount of iron that you'll get out of spinach. 17 times more calcium than you normally get from milk that you're supposed to get.
So you taking the powder or the?
Yeah, I take the powder, and you can put it. You can put it in anything. You can put it in just water and drink it. Sometimes my wife does that. She'll put it in water and just drink it. Me, I make it like a tea. So I boil hot water, put a scoop of the moringa in there, because it comes with a little teaspoon scooper in there. Put a little scoop in there. Put some honey in there and a lemon, you know, drink it. That's it. Or I put it in my protein shakes. You put it in, so you mix it in with anything. Yeah, and I take it every day. Every day I'll do one scoop. I start off with a half a teaspoon, and then now I start doing a full teaspoon. If you do too much, it'll work as a laxative. Yeah. So if you take too much at a time, so yeah, you don't want to do that. Yeah. When I first did a teaspoon, my stomach was bubbling a little bit. I said, "Ooh, I might have took too much moringa on that one," but
you got to pass gas.
So that I recommend that for people, especially if you're dealing with any type of health ailments, joint pain, stuff like that. Moringa is really good. Really good. And again, you get that on Amazon. It's like $18-19, and you get a pound of that. And that lasts, for one person, that'll last you for a minute. Like I said, me and my wife been taking it almost a month now. I think we just getting halfway through the bag. You know what I'm saying? So, sea moss is really good. That's another good. That has like, I think you get like 97 of there's 102 essential minerals that we're supposed to get, or 92 minerals that the body is supposed to receive. Sea moss gives 97 of that out of the 102. You'll get 97 of those out of sea moss. I haven't tried sea moss yet, but I've been researching it, you know, and it's very good. I've heard nothing but great things about it. And you can also sprinkle it on your food. You can put it in a drink or a tea or whatever. Another one is black seed oil. I've been hearing really good things about. Dr. Sebi, that's another one he always recommends. That, and matter of fact, it was the moringa, the black seed oil, and the sea moss is what he talks about a lot. You know, that people should, or what he used to talk about, I should say, because he's no longer here. But those are the things that he always recommended. Those three things that people start incorporating in their diets, because it'll help really keep you healthy, it'll help you eliminate disease. And then if you do the research on the moringa, they say the people, the locals there, they live so long, they're so healthy because everybody consumes the moringa plant. You know, so I jumped on that stuff, man. Like I invest in my health, right? You know, because I want to feel good. It's not about just looking good naked. That's what I work out for, you know. But it's mainly because I just want to live my best life, right? And what I know, I want to share it with the world. Right. And I want to educate them, because a lot of people think they eat healthy, but you're really not. You know, you think what's healthy for you, what you're eating, you're really it's really not healthy. What you think is healthy is really not. Even me, it's still some stuff that I'm still learning. I'm like, hey, that's not good for you, But I'm like, okay, well, you learn. So you learn, and so it's I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly evolving and finding things out. It's become sort of a passion of mine, I guess. I never thought I'd be passionate about health, never, so that's those three things though: moringa, sea moss, and black seed oil. Start incorporate that in y'all diets, man. Like, you can get them online. Amazon got them. I think was it Eat to Live, what I talked about last time, eattolive.com, I think it is. They sell it as well. I don't know if they sell the moringa, but I know they got the sea moss and the black seed oil online. They're located out in London somewhere, but you can order all their stuff online. So that's another thing. So that's this sad American diet, as they call, or was it standard American diet, which is sad. It's not for us. It's not for especially people of color. It is not for us. It never was. That's why we're the leading cause of death with health, under this diet, because we were never. This diet was introduced from us, from the Europeans, when they, during that whole colonization period of the world. We wasn't eating all this. We wasn't eating pigs. Right. We didn't eat pig. They introduced that. Right. They introduced this diet to us, and we've been getting sick off of it ever since we started consuming it, or we adopted it. So that's why they say it worked. This diet that we live on is really not good for black people. It's really not, and it benefits us more so when we don't consume a lot of the dairy, a lot of the processed sugars, and a lot of the red meats. When we cut those three things out of our diets, our bodies function so much better, than would normally. Like, example, I've said it before, white people can drink milk and it don't affect them like it affects black people, because white people, for one, they only have right around 9% melanin in their bodies, right? So they don't produce the melanin like we do, and they don't produce all that vitamin D that we produce and that we already have in our bodies. So we don't need that. So that's why it's almost like a reverse effect type thing happens, and we become lactose intolerant from milk. It affects us worse than it affects them, because we have all this vitamin D in our bodies and melanin. So we don't need it. We don't need it. So it doesn't. That's just an example, prime example of the difference. So sometimes you may go to your doctor, and he may say like, well, they drink, like our family doctor always asking if our baby, if Cadence is drinking milk. She's still not drinking milk yet? Like, nope. It's fine, it's okay, and I'm like, she don't need it. Right. And that's proof. My kids are proof, especially my 3-year-old. She ain't never had milk, and she's the thickest one out of all my children. Like, she's a thick girl. So we don't need it, man. Eliminate that from your diet. Stop drinking so much pop. Pop has aspartame, however you say it, as that, which is a cancer-causing ingredient, and it has high fructose corn syrup, which is another cancer-causing ingredient. Yeah. People don't know about that. Research that high fructose corn syrup and see what and it's in a lot of stuff. It's in you'll find it in ketchup, you'll find it in barbecue sauce, you'll find it in sometimes mustard. It's in a lot of condiments, and just that's why I say, they be like, well, what am I supposed to eat then? Go organic, or just read the ingredients, because they even have non-organic stuff that's almost organic, because it don't have no processed ingredients. It has all natural ingredients. So check the back of the label, that little fine print that says ingredients, read exactly what it, and they'll tell you what's in it. And the first thing you will see, high fructose corn syrup, and then have all this other crap. This is like, it is. So I'm like, I'll put this up as high fructose corn syrup, and even bread has high fructose corn syrup. Yep. So even the bread that you buy, you gotta look at the back. Look for that high fructose corn syrup, and you'll see it too. Like wheat bread, white bread, don't matter what. If it's white or brown, it's there. And they have breads that don't have it. Some of them, their label said no high fructose corn syrup. So some companies are catching on to it, you know, and they like, oh, we gotta eliminate the high fructose corn syrup because it's causing more harm than good. You know, it's bad for people. And they're seeing it. Some companies are catching on while others don't.
They just want that dollar.
They just want that money. And the cheaper the stuff you buy, the worse it is, just so you know. So if you want to buy that dollar bread, just so you know, it is the worst bread that you're going to eat. It's going to have all them bad ingredients in it. So
telling people that
you think you saving $1 because you know you spending $1, right? You gotta change it. It costs. Like I seen this lady. I told this lady in Kroger one time. She contemplating which she trying to figure out. Okay, why is these watermelons $1 more than these? This says $5.99. This says $4.99. I told her get the ones that's $5.99. I said that's the seeded watermelons. She said, well, what's the difference? I said those have the seeds. Those are the real ones. I said these are fake ones. They don't have seeds in it. That's why they're $1 cheaper. Yeah. She's like, I'll probably go with this one because it's cheaper. I said, what's $1 gonna do? It's $1. I said, stop thinking in your mind that you see $5.99, you think it's $60. Get that out your head. It's only $1 more. That's it. And the minute you realize that, you're like, oh, give me the seed. I'm not tripping on spending an extra $1 on this or extra 50 cents, you know, because it's organic. That's how you gotta look at it. Just do the math.
Difference. A couple quarters.
That's it.
That's the only difference.
That's the only difference. And when you kind of flip it like that, and you look at it like, oh, it's only 50 cents more. You know, it's only 70 cents more. That's nothing. $1 more. Go ahead and spend that extra $1 because it's worth it. I do it all the time. Y'all see me at the grocery store. You run into me at the grocery store. Where am I? Where am I? You find me in the produce section. You know, I'm serious about it. So I just don't be talking. You know, I walk it. I live it. It's a lifestyle. It really is a lifestyle. So it's not something that you just say, well, I got to go this summer. Everybody trying to get their summer bodies. Lifestyle. You have to attack this like you're changing your whole lifestyle. This isn't something like I'm just gonna do this just to get in shape so I can look good on the beach. Then you know you lost your weight or whatever. You made your goals. Now you done fell off and it's hard to get back on because once you fall off that wagon, it's hard to get back on there.
It's over for a while.
Usually you fall and you fall flat.
You fall off.
You know, you don't just trip up and like and then get back on. You fall flat. So it is tough to get up and get back on that wagon.
It is.
So people try to cut corners. You know, I got a friend of mine. We're trying to get him together, and he just thinks he got it all figured out. You know, and he wants to be like, well, I'll just. You know, like I told him, I said, you got to do this for like at least 30 days to detox your body from it. So then your body is not craving that stuff. He wants to, well, I just eliminate it during the week and just consume all that on the weekend. I'm like, that's not going to work. I said, you're not going to lose any weight. It's not going to work. You can't do it like that. It's a science to this. He still hasn't learned. He ain't lost a pound. I'm like, hey, trying to tell you, you know, reason why a lot of people getting sick out here is because of your diet. I'm telling you, it is absolutely your diet. You getting flu, you getting colds, diet. It's all diet. And once you start eating healthier, start eating more nature foods, get back to nature, start consuming these nature foods.
That's crazy because this year I didn't catch the flu at all this year.
Yeah.
I didn't catch the flu at all.
I haven't got it once last year. Yeah, I haven't caught it since 2011 actually. You know, but I think it was more so where I was working at. Everybody was getting the flu up in that place. Yeah, I was constantly around it. You know, but I even know like my kids, the flu was going around at the school. My kids wasn't getting it, you know, because they don't eat a lot of that. They don't eat bad really. My son eats a lot of sugar. I'm trying to get him off that. He gets addicted to it. I mean, he is addicted. We all addicted to sugar, to be honest. But he's the worst eater in the family. But I'm complaining about it now, but I know when he gets older, he really starts eating. I'm gonna be complaining. You eat too much. It's like, bro, you ate that already.
Enjoy it now.
Yeah, so I need to really not complain. You know,
I love 14-year-old. I'll be like, dude, you eating again? Again?
Yeah. So.
And don't let the 14 and the 20-year-old be there. All the food gone.
telling you, because I remember my mother used to complain about how much I used to eat, when I was a teenager, and I played sports, and she was like, man, you would eat me out of this house. Like,
home.
I gotta go to Sam's Club now. And it's just, at that time, my father passed when I was 15, but that time it was just me and her in the house. My brother was in college, so that shows you how much I was eating, She's like, I gotta get a Sam's Club membership because just eating, but I was growing, I was playing sports, it was all about, like, I gotta eat, so that's it. So, any questions out there? I don't know if anybody had any questions before I move on. Okay. The fast food. I haven't had fast food since 2012. I made a joke the other day about how parents would say, like, I don't eat McDonald's, it's nasty. We'll feed it to our kids. We still feed it to our kids. So if you don't eat it, don't feed it to your kids. Because my son, I used to feed it to them too, and my son still be asking to this day, Daddy, how come you don't eat McDonald's? I tell him flat out, because it's fake food. It's fake food. Anybody get them McDonald's, it won't come from us. It'll come from someone else. But stop eating these fast foods, man. And like I explained to you earlier, if you pay attention to fast food restaurants like Burger King, McDonald's, the big four they got: Burger King, McDonald's, was it KFC? Did I say Burger King already? Wendy's, right? All four of them have in common. And I told y'all this is why I say this is a spiritual warfare, because they use colors to play on our chakras. Yeah. See, like, that's why those four fast foods, or a lot of fast foods, use the color red and yellow. Mm-hmm. What was the color red? The color red, that's our root chakras. You know what I'm saying? So that plays into to our animalistic desires, right? And then that yellow plays into more of our still our desires, but like our raw passions, our appetites, things that we crave. So this is why they use those colors. You see all the colors red, because unbeknownst to you, this is what plays to your chakras. So you see that stuff and you like, ooh, it's enticing. They do the same thing even with the TV. They use it with those colors, and they just use it to entice you and draw you in. So they play on your chakras to entice you to that. And unbeknownst to you, you do it. And this is why we keep going back, keep craving it. On top of what else they put in those foods, the endorphins and stuff like that, to get you feeling good after you eat it. Even though your body naturally produces endorphins, just work out. And that feeling that you feel after you work out, that's the endorphins pumping. That's why you're feeling so good and feeling so happy. So they do that with McDonald's. You eat your McDonald's and you like, man, that hit the spot. And you feeling so good right now because of those endorphins they inject in them foods. So this is how they get you. This is the battle that they play on us, And so these things we gotta be aware of, man, and just be more health conscious. Be more health conscious. Because it's serious. It's serious, and too many of us are dying. We're getting younger. Many of us are getting cancer at a younger age, and most of the cancer, again, comes from the food. The chemicals they put in these foods. We shouldn't be getting cancer at the rate that we're getting cancer as young as we are, and people before they hit 40 having hypertension already. You shouldn't be having all those ailments at as young as we are. Even if you're not even really active, you shouldn't be, because our parents didn't have those growing up. So that shows you that. So you can't use our parents as an example when they were kids or what they ate. Like my stepfather likes to do that. Well, when we was, because he's from Mississippi. So he was like, when we used to feed the pigs and stuff, they fed them just straight corn and I said, they ain't feeding pigs like that no more. They ain't feeding them chickens that stuff no more. Now you can find them, because they do have the grass-fed beef and meats and stuff like that, but it's hard to find. Yeah, it's hard, and they make it hard to find.
Unless you go to the farm itself.
Yeah,
you go to the butcher.
Go to the butcher.
Get it right there.
Get it right there. While you see The cows is naturally being naturally fed. They're not injecting them with no type of hormone or none of that stuff. And I recommend that, versus just how we eat it. And I've ate grass-fed beef before. It was really good. Yeah. I ate a grass-fed. It was a burger, and I noticed even the burger it didn't bleed a lot. Like there wasn't a lot of blood in the meat. Yeah. So you go out to these stores, man. You buy that little package, and even if it's ground turkey, and you see all that liquid and that blood, it's blood. It's blood. Don't think because you cook it, it's not mixing.
Hey, Brad, looks like we have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Ms. Claire in the chat. She says, "How do you feel about organic dairy products?"
Organic dairy products? I'm not a fan of it because it's still dairy. I don't even know what. To be honest, I'm still trying to figure out what makes it organic. If it's, like what really makes dairy organic. I mean, dairy in no form or fashion is really good for you because, like I said, it's a mucus forming, causing food, I guess.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to have it after the age of 4.
Yeah, so, I mean, you don't need it. Like, you don't need it. Our bodies don't need dairy of any, whether it's organic, whether you got a cow on your farm that you're raising yourself and you getting the milk out of that cow. It doesn't really make a difference if it's to me it doesn't make a difference if it's organic or not. So I don't do if it's organic dairy products, I don't do it either, like even if it's organic. So like I said, the only really thing dairy I still consume is cheese, because I still like pizza. And I don't like the vegan cheese on, like melted vegan cheese is not good. So
you got to have your wine and cheese sometimes.
Yeah, so I still do cheese and I still do egg whites from time to time, but again, my body hasn't been responding too well with the egg whites, so probably cheese is not really the only dairy that I consume, unless I have a dessert or something like a cake or. I only eat ice cream in the summer. I don't see the point eating it. It's too cold for ice cream.
People gotta really watch the cheese they buy too, because a lot of that cheese.
If it don't say cheese, if it don't say cheese, don't buy it. If it don't say cheese on the package, don't buy it. You got them one joints at Walmart, American Slices.
I'm telling you,
don't buy that stuff.
Get a lighter and put a lighter up. I bet you it don't melt.
Yep.
That ain't cheese.
That ain't cheese, man. If it don't say cheese on there, if it don't say cheese on that package, if it say American Slices or Slices, whatever, and it don't say cheese, even if it look like cheese,
we kind of stick. We don't kind of we stick to Sargento, man. They have like the purest cheese.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
it's gonna cost you a couple quarters more.
Yeah, it costs a couple more quarters. But I'm telling you,
it's better for you. If you're gonna buy cheese, I mean, I would recommend Sargento. I mean, again,
yeah, that's a good cheese.
Kraft is gonna be about $2.49. Sargento's like $2.99.
Yeah.
Again, a couple quarters.
Yeah. So it's I'm all about certain brands when it comes to food. So that one you said that's the one we'll buy. We'll buy that. Or
that's some good stuff, man.
Yeah, it is. It's good stuff. So yeah, I don't know if what other organic dairy products she was thinking. I'm thinking like you do have organic cheese, organic milk, organic what's it, yogurt.
He did not do that.
Yes, there it is. American Slices. Do not, I repeat, do not buy that. Look at that. Pasteurized processed.
They telling you what it is. It's processed.
It's not even cheese.
Get you a lighter and burn it. I bet you it don't burn. It ain't gonna melt.
Probably ain't even gonna melt.
It ain't gonna melt. I've done it before. I got some cheese. I got that particular brand.
Yeah.
Put a lighter on it. It didn't even melt.
Come on now. That's another example. It's fake. They give us fake food, man. That's why we get sick.
Another example. This guy, man, he had lava.
Yeah.
I saw it on Instagram. He had lava, and he tested it against Coke.
Yeah.
Drink.
Yeah.
So he cut the can open. He poured it in there, and the lava didn't even burn the Coca-Cola.
See what I'm saying? Coca-Cola is
lava,
we
dude.
Drink it.
Lava did not burn the Coca-Cola.
Come on, man. And we drink it.
Or even the can. The can didn't even melt.
gotta leave that pop alone.
We got
man.
another comment from Blair. She said, "How about them organic eggs?"
Organic eggs, the organic eggs, what they call them?
Egg I think. In the little milk car.
Yeah. Those. I mean,
You better run.
I mean, I don't believe they're organic. You know, it says it,
Organic about 'em.
and then say cage free.
Right.
Try to say, it'd be like cage free. You be like, oh, okay. Cage free just means they're just not in a cage.
They're not in a cage.
There's probably about 1,000 chickens in that little facility, all piled up in each other.
Stressed
you know?
out.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. I mean, organic eggs, I guess. You know, I don't got nothing. It's eggs. I look at eggs is eggs for the most part. It's eggs. You know, I mean, there's a difference in taste between white eggs and the brown eggs. I'll say.
Yeah, that's definitely a difference.
There's definitely a difference in taste. When I went to Jamaica, they put me on them brown eggs, man. I had some of them brown eggs. I was like, man, this tastes different. You know, and I could be too because we was in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Different type of environment.
Different, yeah.
Probably raise the chickens different, you know. So, but ever since then, though, I've been on the brown eggs. The brown eggs is cool. So yeah, organic eggs. Yeah. So, I don't know if there's any other questions out there before we close.
Good questions, Miss Blair. We thank
Yeah,
y'all for
good
tuning in. Mr. Bradford, do you have anything for the people?
I would say, get in tune, man. Get in tune with nature. You know, just like it said in the Bible, good book, told you about the food. You know, foods that with seeds in it. That's what it's meant for. The foods that come from the earth. So, I'm not saying, hey, you guys should be vegans or you guys should be vegetarians or you shouldn't even eat meat. That's a whole nother debate that I don't, I'm not gonna, get into with you guys about or anything. I would just say, like I said, start incorporating more food from the earth.
Yeah.
Get you those essential minerals because you're not gonna get them from a steak. You're not gonna get them from a chicken. You're not gonna get them from a pig.
Right.
So, average person who does consume meat, you eating it probably with every single meal. How many of those meals did you have vegetables? How many meals did you have fruit? So, and another thing real quick, try not to pair your food. It's not good to pair your food with a protein, basically like a meat, and a starch. Yeah, so try not to, so basically like, burgers, with the bread and, but, like you do pasta and meat or something like that, try not to do a pasta and meat. So try to do them by themselves. Don't do them together.
Right.
Combing your food is very important in meat combinations. So in my program, you notice when I do my example of my food, you'll never see that,
Right.
a protein with a pasta. So cut back your carbs, incorporate good carbs, leave them bad carbs alone. Get them good carbs in, the brown rice, the brown pastas, wheat bread, stuff like that. And yeah, get back to nature. When you're in nature, everything works right in your life. So.
Awesome, wonderful show. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Please check out the stage play Too Good to Be True, written by Lynetta Kennedy, co-produced and directed by Katie Did Productions, starring a lot of great artists here in the city. It's going to be April 6th at 7 p.m., April 7th at 4 p.m. Brad will be at both of those shows. At the Indiana Historical Society building. So get your tickets. Again, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next Friday.
Real quick. Oh, before you go real quick, I got a YouTube channel now, Bradford Usher Speaks. You can follow me now on YouTube. Subscribe to my page. I started uploading videos. I also upload this one onto my page for those of you that may have missed it. So Bradford Usher Speaks is now on YouTube. So subscribe to my page.
See y'all later. God bless. Talk to you next Friday.
Thank you.